Hello, my name's Linda. I'm a UK independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. I'm making 3 Christmas cards today, and I'm actually basing my cards around a new die set called the Playful Alphabet dies, and this is what it is like inside. Really lovely dies, and you get numbers with the alphabets as well. I've already cut out the word joy. All of my cards are going to be using the word joy, and I've used Coastal Cabana. I've also used a sticky back plastic on the back, easy to stick on. I'm just making a normal size card today, so this started out as an A4 sheet of thick Whisper White. I've cut that at 14.9 centimetres, so in half this way, so it would have been like that. And we're going to score that at 10.5 centimetres. So just scoring that, as I said, 10.5 centimetres. And that's going to be our card base. And then I've used Flirty Flamingo and Whisper White. Because our letters are quite small, I've actually cut my layers a little bit smaller, so I've got a larger border around the edge, not so large around the middle bit, but around this side. I've cut my Flirty Flamingo at 9.8 centimetres by 14.2. The Whisper White is 9.5 by 13.9 centimetres. And we're actually going to start by doing a little stamping. I'm using Snowman Season, and I'm going to be using this snowman down the bottom here. This is going to be a very clean and simple card. All of these cards are really quite clean and simple, and not too, they're quite fast to put together, hopefully. So I want to stamp my snowman at the bottom of my card. I'm going to do a tiny bit of colouring. I'm going to be using Coastal Cabana and Flirty Flamingo, as I'm using the Coastal Cabana in my letters. I won't show you me colouring in because I literally just colour in the spaces. I'm not doing any shading. And there's my very quick colouring. I've used a mixture of markers and blenders. So Flirty Flamingo, pumpkin pie for his nose. I've used Coastal Cabana, and I've used a tiny bit of light pool party just around the snow, so it's not so white. It did not take very long to do. And then we're going to put our joy at the top of the card, and I actually thought that he looks very joyful. When I'm putting my letters on, I like to have a rough idea of the middle, and I like to put my ruler across so I can try and get my letters as straight as possible. Doesn't always work. I'm then going to stick this to my Flirty Flamingo. Going to fold and burnish my thick Whisper White card base, and now we need to just glue this onto our card base, and then you can put a sentiment in the middle of the card as well. And there you go, there's card number 1 done. Card number 2 is even quicker than the first one. So all of my card bases are the same size today, and I'm using some of the designer series paper. This is Trimming the Town designer series paper. It's obviously all double-sided. I'm going with this side today. I've actually made my piece of paper much smaller, again for the same reason, because the letters are quite small. And so I've got a nice big border, and I've cut this at 9.7 by 14.4, I think there's centimetres, and I'm just going to stick that straight to the front of the card. If you've actually got the Coming Home suite, there's a die that cuts these little tiny leaves out. Okay, so just going to place that in the middle. This is a very quick Christmas card. And then I am just going to stick joy on the front And I've cut my letters out in Whisper White this time. I'm using the ruler technique again, and I've taken the backing off of my letter. Always start in the middle and then work out using the sticky sheets that just stick to the back of the letter. Is much easier with these letters. There we go, how easy and simple is that? That's card number 2. My last card is a tiny bit more complicated. Again, it's the same size, so we've got the same size card. I have a piece of Whisper White at 10 by 14.3, and then I've got some designer series paper that is going to go on top of that, just leaving a small border. This is from the Snowflake Splendor. Really pretty 12 by 12 designer series paper, lots of snowflakes. And I've cut that at 9.7 by 13 centimetres. But because we have a snowdrift at the bottom, which I've cut out using the Coming Home Sweet die. So the dies are actually called Home Together. Really lovely sweet. And depending on what size you want your snowdrift, you might not need such a long piece of designer series paper. And I've also cut out a Whisper White large Christmas tree from the same set. And also in those dies there's a little star. It's actually in the middle of a house die, and I've cut that from silver glimmer paper. And my letters, I've used the designer series paper, the same designer series paper, to cut out joy. So let's start putting this together. I'm going to start by sticking my designer series paper onto my piece of Whisper White. And then I want to stick my snow to the bottom of the card. So I cut a piece of Whisper White for this, and then the width is actually 10 centimetres, so it's going to fit onto the layer. And you can obviously, you can have it up higher, or you can have your snowdrift lower. So I've just used a little bit of wet glue, sticking this to the bottom of the card. And I'm going to pop my tree here and my star here. And now I'm going to put the last letters at the bottom on the snow. I'm going to put these to the side rather than in the middle. And then all we need to do is stick this to the front of the card base. As I said, these are very clean, simple cards. You could actually use different colours if you wanted something a little bit brighter. And there we go. 3 cards, all using the Playful Alphabet dies, and all using joy, but all very different, quick and easy. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Please give me a thumbs up if you did, and if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching. Bye.